Hey guys, it's Bethany, your crafty BFF, coming on here with a requested tutorial for this little album, mini album slash embellishment book that I made for a Valentine's Day group swap um, that I signed up for. Uh, I thought I've already showcased this like in detail in another video, but I thought that I would show you it again in this video since this is what we're going to make. So this is a mini album and it is 6 5/8 by 8 5/8 tall. I know, weird measurements, and I don't know what I was thinking when I made this, but I'm not questioning myself because apparently I thought it needed to be that way, and so that's how we're gonna make it today. I was gonna adjust them a little bit, and I'm like, no, no, no. I know this works. I know this got put together right, so we're gonna do it this way. um, so this is just a really simple mini album slash embellishment book. It does have some interaction in it, but not a whole lot. This inside front cover has this pocket with a flip up. The first page here is just a flat page, so we're not going to add anything to it. Pages 2 and 3 are like twin pocket pages, so you can add photos in here, or if you're using it as an embellishment book, you can package up your little embellishments like these flowers and slide them there in the pocket. And then in here I put some bows. On page 4 we have a belly band that you can slide things into. I put a pack of stickers in here and then these little envelope embellishments that I made, but you could also just slap your little embellishments on the belly band as well, like I did here on this page with these fringed heart embellishments. I just used repositionable dots to put them on there, so if you had even more embellishments you could put some on here and then slide stuff behind the belly band. The last page here is just a plain page as well. I use a repositionable glue dot to add my little shaker here. And then on the back inside cover, we have a really tall pocket, and it's great for little flag embellishments like these. And there is also a pack of stickers hiding down in there. So that is the little embellishment book that we're going to make today. I do have a disclaimer for all. I just want to say a couple things before we get started with the tutorial. So here's the deal. In the description box, I'm going to list the time in which this tutorial actually starts, so you don't have to listen to my rambling slash disclaimer if you don't want to. But because I have so many new subscribers, hi, thank you so much for subscribing and for being here. I appreciate you. I've said this before in my videos, but since there are so many new people who have joined my little YouTube channel, I just wanted to and I've had a couple comments about what I'm going to talk about. So I want to address it. So a couple of people have asked me about the sniffling noise that they hear, and like they think it's maybe background noise or something. And then one person said, "Do something about your sniffling. I have to turn the volume down." um, Believe me, I wish I could do something about my sniffling, but and I know it's annoying. I'm really sorry, but I live with it every day. It annoys no one more than it annoys me. So, I'm not sick. I have an autoimmune disorder in which my body constantly has allergy-like symptoms. So, my nose, I'm constantly sniffling. No matter how much I blow my nose, no no matter, I've tried all the allergy medications out there. I've been tested for allergies. I'm allergic to nothing at all whatsoever. And, but yet here I have these allergy symptoms where my nose is sniffly and my eyes are watery and my skin gets itchy and so on and so forth. And sometimes they get worse, sometimes they get a little bit better, but they're always there. And yeah, so sometimes the sniffles do get really bad, and I'm sorry because I know how annoying it is. Um, but I can't help it. And thank you for understanding. If you don't understand it, you can't stand it, I completely understand. You can turn the volume down and not listen to me, or you can just not watch my content. I live with this every day, but I want to be able to share my projects. I really enjoy crafting, and I enjoy sharing um, my projects and doing tutorials for you all. And so, like I said, like, I totally get it. If you can't stand it, don't don't worry about it. Just don't watch. But I promise, if there's something I find that I can do to fix it, I will. But in the meantime, this is my life. So thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Um, and let's get on with the tutorial, shall we? All right. So I said in the last video that I used this new Echo Park collection called Love Notes for to decorate with. Just wanted to add that in there in case you were curious what the collection was. Today we're going to start with our chipboard. Okay, you need 2 pieces for the front and back covers that are 6 5/8 inches by 8 5/8 inches. And then your spine piece is going to be 3 inches by 8 5/8 of an inch. Like I said, I know it's weird measurements, and if you're curious, if you're newer and not sure what 5/8 is, if you look on this little ruler, 5/8 is going to be the notch that's right between a 1/2 inch and 3/4 of an inch. Okay, so on it's the notch right after a 1/2 inch. That is your 5/8 inch mark. Like I said, I don't remember why I made this little embellishment book, those measurements, but at the time I thought it was necessary, and so that's what we're going with. Anyways, okay, so you have your chipboard cut out. We're gonna take 3 pieces of 65-pound cardstock, and we're going to attach them together so that we can wrap our chipboard with them. I'm going to use my double-sided tape here. Oops, sorry. I'm going to varnish that down. And then, if I have a pokey tool, there it is, I am going to take the back of the tape off and attach this other piece to the first. You could use your double-sided tape or wet glue for this, whatever your little heart desires. In fact, I probably should have used my wet glue because, look, I can't even line it up. I'm looking through my tripod trying to make sure I get everything lined up right. There we go. There's the first one. And then you're going to do the same to your third piece. Maybe we're going to do it to our third piece. There we go. Varnish that down. Use my pokey tool to get the backing off. Line up this third piece. I got little, I don't know, pieces of something all over my desk. I need a new background mat for recording because I craft on it and then I end up ripping it. See, this has like a rip on it over here. I need a new one, but last time I was at Michael's, they didn't have any. I was like, what? How are you not going to have my background? I need my background. Okay. Anyway, so now that we have our 3 pieces of 8.5 by 11, 65-pound cardstock taped together here, we're going to take our 3 pieces of chipboard and we're going to, I'm going to add my 1-inch double-sided tape to the back. For my front and back covers, I usually just put 3 pieces. For this part, you can also just use liquid glue. I use both the tape and the liquid glue on this step. The liquid, definitely, like if you're a beginner, the liquid glue is a better option because you have more time to place your chipboard on the paper exactly where you need it. Whereas with the double-sided tape, once you've stuck it down, you're pretty much done. And here comes the sniffling starting. Gotta love it, gotta love it. Okay. I'm gonna varnish all this down. Okay. We're gonna line up our chipboard just like this so that your spine is in the middle. Your back cover is on the right, and your front cover is on the left, like so. I got that upside down. I put my tape on the wrong side. Well, on the side that I wrote on, but so it's okay. You know what size it is. I keep bumping the tripod. Sorry about that. Okay, we're gonna take our double-sided tape backing off. We're gonna add our liquid glue. like I said, I like both because then the liquid glue gives me just another second before, once it's down, it's down. So you want to make sure you're in the middle of your paper this way, but also vertically from top to bottom. You want to make sure that you're in the middle of that as well. So there's about like an inch, I would say like an inch on the top and an inch on the bottom, like so. And there's our spine piece down. I'm going to do this piece next. Add my liquid adhesive. Hey, I'm recording a tutorial, Reagan. Huh? I'm recording a tutorial. Yay. So you can say hi if you want. Hi. Can I get to grab an ice cream cone? An ice cream cone. She came out to grab an ice cream cone, guys. She didn't know I was recording a tutorial, so sorry about that. And for my new subscribers who don't know, Reagan is my 10-year-old. She sometimes helps me with swap reveals and things like that on my channel. Oh, I'm dropping this. Okay. Now, I didn't say this before. I'm sorry, but you want to leave space between your chipboard pieces, about 1/8 of an inch between each piece. I'm very sorry I didn't say that before, but do as I do. Okay, and there is our other cover down. Let me see if my handy dandy tool is around. It is. Okay. Now, you probably don't have one of these, but I do, so I'm going to use it. It's a right angle tool that I got on Etsy. It's fabulous if you make a lot of albums. It helps you know how much paper you want coming off the edge, off your corners. Which, if you don't have this tool, you're going to leave about 1/8 of an inch. If you look at a ruler, that little bit, just 1/8 of, from the 0 to the 1/8, just that little tiny bit of space. You want that because you want, you don't want any of this chipboard exposed on the corner. So I'm going to use my little tool here. It's got like dried glue all over it, so it looks dirty. Sorry about that. I'm a messy crafter. Okay, so I have this lined up, and I'm cutting. And like I said, we leave about 1/8 of an inch of paper between the corner and where we cut. We're going to do that on all 4 sides. Or all 4 corners, I should say. It's okay if your cuts aren't perfect because they're going to be folded over and covered, so no one's going to see them anyways. Actually, we have a lot of extra paper over here, so we can go ahead and trim this off. I like to leave about 1.5 inches on the edges. Just to make sure I have enough that's going to cover my chipboard. So I'm going to continue with my corners. Here's my last one. It's been a while since I've made an album tutorial, guys. I've just been focusing on all my swaps and Happy Mail that I'm sending out. So I haven't done any album tutorials. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm gently bending my 65-pound cardstock over the chipboard. You want to be very gentle when you're first folding it over so that your paper doesn't crack. I get my 65-pound and my 110-pound cardstock from Michaels, the Recollections brand. I've had the best luck with all the brands I've tried. Oh crap! Sorry about that. I really knocked it off, didn't I? Okay. Anyways, I've had the best of luck with Recollections from Michaels cardstock with not cracking when I'm bending it over. So just a little FYI there. So you're gently bending it over so you're not cracking it when it folds. And now that we have our corners cut out and our creases made, we can add, I'm going to cut a little bit off of this side here too because it's just too much. I'm going to take my double-sided tape. I'm going to put it down twice on each flap. So both sides and both tops, I'm going to add one piece close to the edge here, like so. And then another piece that's like closer to the chipboard. I'm trying to get in frame so you guys can see. This chipboard is just like shedding. I don't know what that's about, but okay. There's that one. And this one. I am kind of I'm not like trying to rush this or anything, but it is starting to get late, and I wanted to get this tutorial out because it should be one of the easier albums that I posted a tutorial for. Knock on wood, because I don't want to say the E word and then have it become very difficult, because that is my luck, especially when recording. Okay, so I'm taking my bone folder, I'm varnishing all my double-sided tape down just to make my life a little easier when we go to pull it up. If you use your bone folder to press it down, it sticks to the paper better, and then you're not fighting with it so much. So I'm going to start here at the bottom and take the backing off the tape, throwing it in the trash can. On this part, I also use my liquid glue anywhere there is not tape. So like here in the corners, in between, if it gets on top of the tape, that's okay too. I like to get it where there is no tape, especially that way it's all sticking down nice and flat. And if you noticed, my Barely Arts bottle is missing its fine point tip because it got clogged up and then I lost it. So now I've got to order another one. Okay, here is the top. I do the bottom and the top. Take the tape off, add my glue where there is no tape, like so, and then fold this back over. Okay, now we can do one of the sides. We're going to take our double-sided tape back off. If you ever get double-sided tape that comes off the edge of your paper, make sure you just fold it back on top of itself, because you know any little piece of lint or dried adhesive on your desk will find it and stick to it from the outside of your album. So anyways, added the glue anywhere there wasn't tape. Before I fold this over, I'm going to use my little thumbnail and tuck in these corners here so that the very corner of the chipboard gets covered, like so. Okay, and now we can bring this over and lay it down. Like so. And we're going to do the other side. And take this tape off. Look, see, I didn't varnish that very well, and it tried to bring up the whole piece of tape. There we go. Now, we're going to tuck in our little corners. If you don't have nails, you can use a bone folder. That works as well. Oh, and by the way, forgive my nails. They are looking horrific. But I've been just crafting up a storm lately, and you know, if you have your nails done, they're not going to last long when you're paper crafting. I'm constantly using my hands. What do you want from me? And I've never been like a super girly girl where I have to have my nails done all the time and stuff like that. I only started doing them because I'm doing YouTube videos and I show you my hands, not my face. So okay, there we have it. Our chipboard is covered. Now next, we're going to need uh-oh, crap. Sorry about that. I grabbed some paper and my other trimmer fell. We're going to need some more 65-pound cardstock. Where's my trimmer? The one, no, not the one that fell, the other one. Oh, there it is. I wasn't as prepared as I thought I was. Okay, so we are going to make our hinges now. Your hinge needs to be 7 7/8 inches by 9 inches. Okay. I already cut this out. And I already scored it as well, but I'm going to go back over it with you. So, if you have your piece of paper that's 7 7/8 of an inch by, ignore this, by 9 inches. You're going to take your score tool and you're going to start scoring at 1.5, okay? So 1.5. In fact, here are the measurements. You're going to score every 3/4 inch up until 8.5. So 1.5 is your first score. 2 3/4. No, I'm sorry, not 2 3/4. 2 1/4. Crapple. I wrote it down wrong. 2 1/4. Sorry about that. 2 1/4. 3 3/4. 4.5. 5 1/4. 6. What is going on here? These are not lining up. Hold on, let me. Okay. My paper was off center there. 6. Okay, we're up to 6, and then 6 3/4. And 7. 7.5. Sorry. Last one, 7.5. Lord have mercy. So 1.5, 2 1/4, 3 3/3, 4.5, 5 1/4, 6 6 3/4, 7.5, and then your paper should end there at the 9-inch mark. Now we're going to start folding our hinges. You should have a 1.5 inch gap on both sides of your hinges, and you're going to take these first 2 folds and fold them together. There's my bone folder. And then you're going to skip one of these sections and fold the next 2 together. Like so. Again, you're going to skip one and fold the next 2 together. And now you should have, your paper should look like this. Like a mountain valley kind of deal. Okay, for this part, I'm just going to use my double or not my double-sided tape, my liquid glue. And we're going to turn this paper over and we're going to glue these hinge pieces together. The ones that we folded together will be glued together. So it'll end up looking like this. So I just add glue to one side of the hinge. And then I fold it down on itself. Go ahead and varnish it, whatever you want, however you say that. Varnish, burnish. I've heard it many ways. I should look that up sometime. I'm curious now. Okay, so then we skip our one section, and on our next two hinges that fold together, add glue to just the one side. Fold that down. Use your bone folder to really smooth out that glue and get it all over. Now we skip another one, and our last hinge, for a total of 3 hinges, you'll add your glue right here. Like I said before, just to one side, that's all you need. Like so. And then we will fold this. We will fold it down. Like so. Okay, so before we add this guy to our album, I find it easier to add your double-sided tape on your hinges before you put it in the album. So we're going to add our double-sided tape to both sides of each of the 3 hinges. So you want to put your tape on the very, very edge, because when we put our slide our pocket page over the hinge, you want to give it some room from the back of this hinge mechanism, so that your page can freely go back and forth, if that makes sense. So adding I'm using a 3/8 of an inch double-sided tape here, and 1/2 an inch tape will work as well. I know those are easier to find, but like I said, you want to put it on the very edge of your hinge. Don't put it close to the bottom here. Stay away from the bottom. Just going to continue adding this tape. And here's our last hinge on the very edge of the hinge. Adding that tape. And the last side on the very edge. On the very edge, I said. Sorry if I go out of frame a little bit. It's not easy staying in frame when you're actively crafting. Okay. Scissors. I did too much tape right here, so I'm just going to cut this tape off. Before we move on to the next step, I'm going to go ahead and use my bone folder to press it down on both sides of the hinges. This also helps to break the hinges in by folding them down both ways with your bone folder, and then they can freely move back and forth like that. Sorry, I bumped it again. Someday I'm not going to do that. Someday maybe. Okay, so now the back of your hinge system. This is what I think is the most important part of making an album, because the last thing you want to do is have your hinge system fall out of the album cover, and then your album is ruined, right? So I don't take any chances. I use double-sided tape and liquid adhesive on the back of the hinge system, so that hopefully it doesn't fall out ever. Okay, so I'm just using my 1-inch tape here on the outside edges. I don't put tape on these lines where the two hinges meet, because I don't know if you're supposed to or not, but I've made a lot of albums and I've never done that, just because it's like, I don't know, maybe it needs to not be covered, so I just make sure I don't put my tape there. Random rambling thought. Sorry about that. Okay, so I added my 1-inch tape and then a piece of the 3/8 of an inch tape. And now I'm going to add my 3/8 of an inch tape to these 3/4 inch little gusset spaces. Like I said, you want your hold on this hinge system to be really strong, because it's holding in all your pages. And without the pages, it's not quite a book, is it? Oh my god, I did it again. It's because I decided to record this tonight and I should have waited till tomorrow. So everything's gonna try to go wrong. Oh, lordy me. Okay. Now that we have our hinge system all taped up, we are going to get our trimmer and our 65-pound cardstock. And we're going to cut our pieces for our hinge mechanism holder downers. That's what I call them. And they're going to cover up the rest of your chipboard as well. So we're going to cut this at, let's see, 6 and 5. Let's see, 6. We're going to go, actually, you know what? I'm sorry, guys. Let's do this. Let's add our hinge system first, and then we'll cut our pieces to go in in there to cover the chipboard. That way we know what we need and we don't want to go over or have too little. So I forgot to do that part. I forgot to prepare that part for the tutorial, so bear with me. We're crafting together, right? Excuse me. Okay, so on the back, like I said, I covered it in double-sided tape, and now I'm going to cover it in my liquid glue. I highly suggest using liquid glue, whether you're using double-sided tape or not, at least if you're a beginner, because like I said before, once with the double-sided tape, once it's laid down, it's laid down. And if you put it in there crooked, then your pages are going to be crooked, and then you're going to have to start over, and nobody wants to do that, right? Okay. So there we have it, covered in double-sided tape and liquid adhesive. Probably too much liquid adhesive because I don't have my fine point tip. But now we're going to stand up our little hinges. We're going to hold this in here, and we want to center it in the middle of our 3-inch spine. But we also want to keep in mind that we're centering it vertically as well. So you want the same amount of space from the top and the bottom. I'm going to recheck it, and I think that's about as good as I'm going to get it. So I'm going to lay it down, and I'm going to start using my bone folder to press it down. I'm going to lay this hinge down, and you want to try to get all the, because there's air bubbles that get trapped in there, right? So you want to get all those air bubbles out. And again, just you pushing down on the hinges helps to break them in so that they turn smoothly. Now, I have stuff written on my paper, but it's going to end up being covered with, the 65-pound cardstock, and I'm going to mat it with the designer paper. So there we have our hinges in our inside the cover. This part takes the longest, guys. Once we get to the pages, those are easy peasy. Okay, so now I'm going to take my ruler, and we know that this is 8 5/8, so we're gonna make it 8.5 inches tall, and then we don't want our paper to overlap our gap between the chipboard, so we're gonna do, let's do 6 1/4. It'll be on the safe side. So we're gonna cut 6 1/4 by 8.5. Yep, that works. Just looking at something. Sorry. Here. 6 1/4. And this is supposed to already be 8.5, but they're usually just an incy bit over 8.5. So I always check it. Okay, so our hinge mechanism is in this paper. We're gonna glue it down here, and it's important because it's gonna help hold these this hinge in. Okay, so you just want to position your paper so that it's covering all your chipboard, and it's covering part of the hinge mechanism. We definitely could have made these wider, but I didn't want a chance getting it too close, so this works just fine. No worries. Oh, look, I was trying to put it, okay. I was trying to put it over the bend, and that's not gonna work, so okay, I'm glad I did that. Okay. Like I said, I can erase this. I probably will, but it's gonna get covered up anyway, so I'm not worried. Okay, I'm adding my glue to my second piece here for the back inside cover. And I'm just going to make sure I know where my little crease is, so I don't put the paper over that. Line this up, and there we go. Use your bone folder to spread that glue around, and there we have it. Our album cover is done. The cover in the hinge system. Forgive me, I'm taking a drink. I've been talking for a while now. 44 minutes in. Okay, like I said, this part always takes the longest. These pages are pretty simple to make. So now I am switching to 110-pound cardstock. I won't be using the 65-pound cardstock anymore. I use the 65-pound for my hinges, to wrap the chipboard, and then to cover the inside chipboard. my pages and my pockets are all 110-pound cardstock. Like I said earlier, from Michael's Recollections. Okay, so for your pocket pages, we're going to make 3 pocket pages. So you need 3 of them that measure 6 1/4 by 8. And then you need 3 of them that are 6 1/4 by 9. Here I have my 3 6 1/4 by 8s. We're not going to do anything else to these. In fact, this is your page size right here. But these 3, the 6 1/4 by 9, we're going to score these. So you're going to place your paper here on the 9-inch side, and you're going to score at a 1/2 inch and at 8 1/2. That's the first one done. Our second one on the 9-inch side, we're scoring at 1/2 inch and 8 1/2. One more time on the 9-inch side, 1/2 inch and 8 1/2. And move this out of the way now. Now the 3 pages that we scored, we're just going to fold those scores over and crease them down like so. Fold over the crease, press down, and one more time. Fold and crease. Okay, so now we can put our pockets, our pages together. You're going to take one of your pieces that you scored, and then you're going to take one of the pieces that are 6 1/4 by 8 inches. We're going to add glue to our flaps here, and we're going to line it up so that they get glued together like so. And then you'll have this pocket page. Okay, so you can use your double-sided tape if you want. I like my liquid adhesive better. It's quicker, and I feel like it's stronger too. But you do you. You do you. Okay, so I'm going to line up my bottom here first, because you definitely want this lined up well. This is one of our base pages. So once it's lined up, I'm going to crease it. I'm going to press it down, get that glue to stick, and there we have it. There's our first pocket page. Like that. In case you don't know what we're going to do, so this page here, the glue's not dry yet. These pages will slide onto the hinges like this. Like that. So let's continue making our second and third page. Again, I'm just going to add glue to my little tabs here on the bigger piece. Line up the 6 1/4 by 8 inch piece like so. And then line up the top. Make sure it's nice and straight as you can get it anyway. You know, and press down. Okay, that's page 2. And now we just need one more. So adding the glue to the tabs, lining up our 6 1/4 by 8-inch paper. Just like that. If you hear some background noise, it's just my husband's getting Madison, our youngest daughter, ready for bed. Okay, so now our 3 pages are made. 1, 2, where's my third? Right there. Okay. Now, I find it easiest to work on the pages before we add them to the album. So that's what we're going to do. Let me get my trimmer back out. I tell you what, let's put the pages to the side and let's work on the front and back covers first, okay? So when we left off here, we added those papers, and I like to let this dry before I do this part. Where our creases, here where our chipboard meets, I don't use a metal bone folder. Please don't do that because it could make the paper tear. I use my soft bone folder here to give it a good crease and then fold it up. I like the wet glue to be completely dry before I do the step.
You're still recording?
Yes, I'm still recording.
When? How long is the video? Oh,
52 minutes so far.
about an hour almost.
Mm-hmm. So here is the inside front cover. It's super simple. You're gonna take a piece for your bottom pocket. You're gonna need a piece of 7 3/8 by 4 3/4. No, please go away. I'm not almost done. I love you. Hug. My needy, tired baby. And I set that cover to the side here. And we're going to take our pocket. That is 7 3/4 by 4 3/4 and place it on our scoreboard. We're going to score at a 1/2 inch on 3 sides. So start on your 7 3/4 inch side. Wait a minute. Did I do this wrong? No, it's 7 3/8. I wrote that wrong. Okay. Shoo! 7 3/8 inches by 4 3/4 inches. Okay, so on the 7-inch side, you're going to score at 1/2 inch. You're going to turn the paper to the right and then score at 1/2 inch here. And then turn it one more time to the right and score at a 1/2 inch again. So this is our pocket. We're going to fold and crease. I swear I better not have messed up this measurement this far into the video. For your top flap, you need a piece of 5 inches by 7 inches. On the 7-inch side, we're going to score at 1/2 inch. I'm going to fold it and crease. Now, this part is optional. For my little flaps, I like to round the corners because I think it just gives it a finished look. Move this out of the way again. And okay, so our pocket fits. Good, good, good. We're going to take our pocket and we're going to cut the corners off. Just like this. Uno, dos. Actually, I didn't get close enough on this one, so let me cut that again. There we go. So, as you can see, your corner or your pocket fits here on your front page, and it comes right up to the bend, but doesn't touch it. I'm going to add my liquid glue to these tabs. And I'm just going to lay the pocket down. For your flap, you're going to take it and try to center it the best you can with the front cover here. Add your liquid glue. Like I said, try to find the center and then lay that down. For flaps, I always lift them up and then I crease down again right on top of the flap. Now in my album, I added magnets to keep this pocket closed. If you don't have magnets, you could always add Velcro after you lay down your designer paper, and that would hold it closed as well. I like to do the magnets because they're hidden behind the paper and you can't see it, and it makes a really satisfying sound. So I'm just going to make myself a little note to make sure I add my magnets there. Okay, so in our album, page number 1 is just a blank page. It doesn't have any pockets or interactions on it. That way I could put those embellishments in with just repositionable dots. Oh, okay. We'll save the back corner, the back album cover for last. I said we were going to do both of them, but now I've already moved on to the pages. So anyways, that page 1 has nothing. Pages 2 and 3 is the twin side pocket pages. So let's go ahead and cut and score those. You need 2 pieces of 110-pound cardstock that are 4.5 inches by 9 inches. Once you have those, we're going to take it and line it up on the 4.5 inch side. We're going to score at 1/2 inch. And then you can turn it to the right and score at 1/2 inch. Crap. So we're going to score at 1/2 inch and at 8.5. And then that gives you your scores on all 3 sides to make your pocket. Like so. Let's go ahead and score the second piece the same way. On the 4.5 inch side, score at 1/2 inch. Turn it to the right. And then you're just going to score at 1/2 inch. and at 8.5. Once again, fold and crease your score lines. Sorry, my eyes are itching. Okay. Now we're going to cut our corners off of these pockets, just like we did that first pocket. These get cut off too. What is that, tape on my scissors? Yes. There's one, and here is two. I'm just going to throw these little corners away. Here is a tip for you. I think it's always a good idea to number your pages. That way you know what order they're going to go in and what features to put on what pages. Page 4, page 5, and page 6. So we know pages 2 and 3 are the twin side pocket pages. This guy's in the way again. Move him. And so on pages 2 and 3 here, we're going to add our pockets. On page 2, you're going to add your pocket here on the left side of the page. You're going to do it just the same way. Add your liquid glue to the little tabs. Line it up with your paper as best you can. With your page, I mean. And then press it down. Get a good grip. And then we can move on to page 3. Now my writing's going to be upside down on this pocket, and that's okay. Just don't get confused. Because on page 3, the pocket goes on the opposite side, right? So on the right. Here's our glue. And we're going to line it up. And press down. All right, come on, glue. It's being finicky and getting it in my fingers. Got glue on them, so now they're getting the glue all over the paper, making it look dirty. Thank goodness we're gonna cover it, huh? Okay, so there is page 3. Now page 3 is covered up, so I'm going to just write it again here on the corner of the pocket. And we can move on to page 4, which is our belly band. You should be able to get your belly band from the scraps from which you made one of your pockets. One of your side pockets. It needs to be 4 inches by 9 inches. Take out your scoreboard. Sorry, I didn't write this on here. 4 by 9. We're going to put it on our 9-inch side on the scoreboard. And we're going to score at 1/2 inch. And at 8.5 inches. And that's it. That's how easy the belly band is. So you're going to take your page 4, make sure he's fitting properly, and he is. Add my glue to my little folds. I'm going to try to find the center the best I can. If you want to measure and all that jazz, you go right ahead. But me, I'm going to eyeball it because I'm brave like that. And I'm tired. I'm ready to go to bed. Okay, so there we have page 4 with our belly band. Like I said, this is a really easy mini album embellishment book because pages 5 and 6 were both just plain pages as well, so that you could use your repositionable glue dots to add your embellishments in. So 5 and 6 is there's nothing on those pages. So now we are on our inside back cover. So we're right here is where our tall pocket goes. All we've been doing for this album is making pockets, so you should know what we're going to do by now. Your measurements should be 7 3/8 inch wide by 7 inches tall. Like so. On the 7 3/8 inch side, you're going to score at 1/2 inch. You're going to flip it to the 7 inch side, score at 1/2 inch. Flip it to the right one more time, and you guessed it, score at 1/2 inch. Let's fold and crease these scores lines. Again, we're going to cut off the corners of the bottom of the pocket, like so. And bring our album cover back in here. And we're just going to line up our pocket with the bottom of the page. You want to try to center it the best you can, but make sure you stay away from the bendy line, right? Okay. And add our liquid adhesive to the little tabby fold things. I don't know, what do you call them? And we're just going to place our pocket down. Like I said, make sure you stay a good amount away from the bend of the book. Try to line it up in the middle so it looks good. I'm going to put this over. Just needs to bent more to the left. There we have it. Okay. Man, this glue gets messy with this white paper. Okay. And there we have it, guys. There's our back pocket, our back tall pocket installed. Just like that. And the last thing we have left to do is to add our pages onto the hinges. So we already added our double-sided tape because it's easier to do when it's not attached to the cover. But now we're going to take the backing off of both sides, and I like to add my liquid adhesive on top of the double-sided tape because I want it I want the page to stay on the hinge, and B, the liquid glue gives you just another second to position it correctly, and the double-sided tape gives no second chances. Okay, this pocket did not glue down very well, so let me add some more glue here. This is just page 1 and 2. That pocket is being finicky. There we go. Now it's okay, I think. So here, what you're going to do is, first of all, you want to make sure that your page is right side up, that you're on, there's nothing on page 1, but page 2, the pocket should be on the left side of the page. And make sure that you open it up like this. So you just want to make sure that your orientation is right. So when it flips, your pocket is on the left. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so I'm just gonna open up this pocket, and I made the hinge just 1/8 of an inch shorter than the page, so it should slide on and not have a whole lot of wiggle room. I don't like a lot of wiggle room because then there's more chances to mess up. Now you can see I'm not going down all the way down to the spine. I'm leaving about 1/8 of an inch between the back of the spine here and where I'm laying the page down on the hinge. That way it flips very smoothly and doesn't get caught on the back of the spine. I like to varnish down both the front and back sides. That way I know it's sticking well. Okay, for our hinge number 2, we'll remove the tape. I'm going to add my liquid glue. Making sure my orientation is right. Like I said, this pocket, my writing is upside down on this pocket, so don't let it confuse you. Just make sure that your orientation is right before you put it in. Your pocket on page 3 should be on the right side. Then you open up your little pocket here, and then just slide it onto hinge number 2. I'm leaving about 1/8 of an inch from from the bottom of the hinge. Lift it up so I know it's hard to see the white on white, but see this is the spine here, and then the hinge, it doesn't come all the way down on the hinge. The hinge is right here. Okay, I hope you can see that. I hope it makes sense. I always try to explain that kind of stuff, because when I first started making albums, I'm like, wait, what are you talking about? Don't put it all the way down. But yeah, just think, because if the page is all the way down against the spine, then it's not going to flip smoothly. So you want it to have that little bit of wiggle room. On hinge number 3, I've removed the tape here. I'm going to add my liquid adhesive. Try not to get it all over the place, Bethany. Here is the back side. Now I'm dropping my glue because I'm clumsy. Page 5 and 6 are both have nothing on them, so the orientation is not super important for this one. But you open your pocket. I like to just slide the top on there first, and then maneuver the bottom on. I'm making sure to go down past where the double-sided tape ends, but not much further, because I want to leave just a little bit of room right there. Also want to make sure that it's straight, that it all gets laid down the same area. Okay, let me try that again. It was going to end up being crooked, that page was. So here we go. That's better. Alright guys, there we have it. Our Valentine, well, it doesn't have to be for Valentine's Day. You could make this little embellishment book for any time, for any swap, for any reason. It's a pretty simple three page album with pockets on the inside covers. And yeah, and I didn't make it super interactive or anything, but I did. My whole intention was that once my swap partner takes her embellishments out, she can use it as a little mini album for and keep photos inside, if she so chooses. Okay, guys, so that's it. That is our tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to the two ladies who requested this tutorial. We built the base. If anyone's interested in in me doing a video matting, adding the designer paper to the cover and to the pages, as well as the seam binding and the magnet closure for here, let me know. I'll do that. I'll do that in part 2 tutorial if anybody's interested. If not, that's fine too. All right. Now I'm really gonna sign off. So, thank you for watching. Have a great night. Bye.